Hi, glad you could join us. I'm Annette Sherman. This is Community. Okay, question. Have you heard of the Sarah Solo Festival? Oh, well, we're going to help you know a little bit more about the Sarasota Festival. And it's worthwhile knowing about because there is an enormous, let me repeat and underline that word, enormous amount of talent that are going to be performing. Well, that talent is in the human beings that are performing. But we'll bring you the best we possibly can in the short time that we have to give you a sampling and perhaps whet your appetite to get there. And you want to get there January 28th to 29th, or February the 4th and 5th, and then there's a what they call betwixt and between week, and there's stuff going on, but they're not performances, there are workshops and classes. The whole thing sounds fascinating to me, and this is their third, let me add the word successful year. And I want to introduce my three guests who, it's a wonder they fit into the chairs that they do because they're both overflowing, the three of them, overflowing with talent. Let me first introduce Ann Morrison. I've known her as Annie Morrison for, I would say, about 40 years. That's amazing because Annie's only 22.
I know.
Yeah. At any rate, you may be familiar with Ann Morrison because she's an incredible performer herself. She's an actress, competent actress, more than competent, an excellent actress, a magnificent singer, and add that magnificent again as the preface to the word performer. Also has great ideas, and we're going to get her to tell a little bit about some of the things that she's done in this community, some of which are amazing and heartwarming and maybe a little tear-jerking sometimes. The rest of it is just continuous applause. Annie Morrison. Then we have Sharon Orenstein. Now, Sharon and I also go back many, many, many years when Sharon was a duo with her very talented husband, David. And in that period of time, somehow, well, you'll know how when I tell you, she became pregnant and gave birth to a daughter. And you all know the process there, and I won't have to go into it. But this beautiful daughter is now performing herself, and she's not in the Sarasolo Festival, but she is performing somewhere else in town, is she not?
She just shot a short film. So.
A short film,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she's in show business as her mom and dad. Then last but certainly not least is an entertainer. I call her entertainer because we haven't quite figured out exactly what she does. but you can help. Frannie, Frannie Oates, Oates. And underneath her title, her name here, she has the word storyteller. But she does it in music and in poetry, and, well, we'll get a sample because she promised. Now, this is interesting, but it's somewhat unusual. It is really unfair to ask a person who is a performer, a singer, to sing in the morning, because we tape these shows in the morning. That's one unfairness. The second unfairness is to sing without warming up. And the third unfairness is to sing without an official kind of accompaniment. So we've got Frannie agreeing to sing snippets of the performances, or some of the performances she's going to be giving at the Sarasolo Festival, and play her ukulele while she's doing that, which means that Sharon has agreed to hold her microphone. Now, Sharon, you deserve
I'm the mic
some
stand.
billing here because this is very important, otherwise we can't hear it. Okay, we'll come back to you for the performance in a moment. You can get ready in the best way you can. Annie Morrison, you're not going to be performing in this, and I wish you were, because I don't mean today on the program, well, I do incorporate that or include
I can
it.
perform anytime. I can sing at 10 o'clock in the morning, too.
But I remember the time, and it's not that long ago, when you were the most sought-after performer in our community.
I'm still not?
But I think you've gone into producing, and you've gone into other things as well. So it limits your time to perform. In fact, Talk about your background, just a little smidgen of it.
Well, most people here in Sarasota know me because I made my Broadway debut in 1981 in a Stephen Sondheim musical directed by Hal Prince. And although it was an ill-fated musical, it became a cult hit. And in fact, interestingly enough, we just did a documentary about the original cast members. It's become the #1 documentary, and they're going to be filming it here, or showing it here, January the 7th, with me hosting it, doing a whole evening of that. So
What
that'll
is
be
that?
lovely.
What film is that?
It's called The Worst Best Thing That Ever Could Have Happened.
The Worst Best
The Worst
Thing.
Best
I love
Thing.
the title.
That's great.
And how long a film is this?
It's a documentary. It's about 90 minutes long. Yeah.
And where will it be shown?
It'll be at the Hollywood 20. It's part of the Sarasota Film Festival. And
That's
we're gonna,
not to be confused with the
Sarasota Festival. But Annette, this is great because we're teaming up for this particular showing. So half of the proceeds will go to Sarasota Festival and half will go to the Sarah Film Festival. So it's a lovely combination of bringing these two festivals together.
I should have. I unfortunately did not realize it, but I should have allowed you an entire program. We'll do that. I don't know if we can do it this season because we're kind of overbooked.
But as you had said before, yes, I had worked in this community with persons with developmental disabilities, creating musical theater for them, and I still perform all the time. Not right now with a fractured ankle, but Blake, my significant other dear soulmate, and I had fallen in love with solo performing. He directed my piece, I directed his piece. We were in the United Solo Festival in New York, which is the largest festival in the world. And
Largest festival, not the largest
solo festival.
The
largest solo festival in the
okay.
world. They now have a European chapter. And Blake and I thought, wouldn't it be lovely, since we won awards with it, and a part of their academy, which means we can bring artists up, we can suggest artists to come. I would love to even suggest these people to be part of that festival.
Okay, there's so much to tell about it, and I hate to interrupt you because I'd like everyone to hear it, but you can. I'm going to give you a website. In fact, let's put that on the screen, please. And I love the websites. We give you a telephone number as well, but the website is better. I'll tell you why.
Yes.
If you call the telephone number, you've got to call during business hours. You may get someone who's got calls coming in
It'll probably
rapidly.
be me.
Probably be Annie. At any rate, if you get the website, if you deal with the website, you could do it 2 o'clock in the morning, you can do it 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you can do it while the baby's sleeping, whenever you want to do it, and you can do it slowly and easily and thoughtfully. So there it is on the screen.
It'll tell you everything you need to know and how to buy tickets.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. Now, Annie, I wish I had the whole program because I'd like to talk about your New York appearances. I'd like to talk about your appearances at the Oslo. I'd like to talk about your many, many theatrical appearances and many, many appearances where you sang and performed. Trust me, there were many, and many really where the audience stood up to applaud and were screaming for more. Annie is a very talented lady, but she's also an idea person. And with Blake, her soulmate, they really come up with some dandies. So we'll just have to wait to see you perform.
Right.
But I'm going to repeat the time. And the Sarah Solo, what a great name.
I know. We have 22 performers this year. We've grown. First year we had a few out-of-town people, mostly local people. We grew to about 5 people last year. We have 11 out-of-town guests. One of them is Franny, that you'll hear a little bit later.
Okay, I want to move along because I want to hear some snippets of their work and give you a
And
taste,
Sharon is
a
one of
taste
our
it.
locals,
Okay,
yeah.
and of course Sharon, because Sharon is part of our town. January the 28th and 29th, that's a Saturday and Sunday. Then February the 4th and 5th. This is for the Sarasota Solo Festival. And we gave you the website on the screen, which you can, it's an easy website. What is
Yeah,
it?
and many people, last 2 years, bought the whole festival. They wanted to see every show.
I don't blame
Yeah,
them. I don't
yeah,
blame them at all. But when you see the variety that's there, and here, and we'll get Annie if we have time to talk about the variety that's there. And then there is a workshops and classes in what they call the between the 28th and
twixt in
29th
between,
and
right.
February the 4th and 5th. So this is going by you very fast, but you can check the website. I'll give it to you again before we finished. Okay. Okay, Annie, you can sit back and relax. Sharon, your husband David, is he still your I know he's still your husband. Is he
Yes.
still your partner in show business?
Yes, we do perform together. We perform separately, but we do perform together. He plays the piano and composes, and so he is the composer of the piece I'll be doing at Sarasolo, called Golden Roads.
How many years have you been married?
36.
And they said it wouldn't last.
I know.
No.
Who's they?
No, they didn't say it wouldn't last because they figured it would.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah,
it did, but
got
of
3
course that's the
kids.
phrase.
Yeah.
Okay, and your daughter is not in the Sarasolo Festival, but she
No.
is performing.
Yes, Catherine Parks.
Okay, all
Catherine
right.
Parks.
Now, what are you going to be doing, a snippet for us today?
Yes, my piece is about Golda Meir. It's a musical about the early life of Golda Meir, what drove her motivations, the conflicts within her that helped her grow to become Prime Minister of Israel. And so the piece sort of begins where Fiddler leaves off. Yeah, when they leave Russia and they come to the United States, and then she decides to move to Israel and be in a kibbutz, and has all the conflicts of being a pioneer in Israel, which was then Palestine. And it's a musical. David composed all the music.
Okay, give us a little taste of the musical. Can you do that? Of the music?
Yes.
Okay.
This is from Golda's theme song. It's "Nobody Can Tell Me How to Live My Life." Nobody can tell me how to live my life. I'll decide, it's my right. Even at my age, I know with every step I take, I'll have to live with the consequence that I make. Nobody can tell me how to live my life. Thank you. And she
And
sings
that,
that at
folks,
16
is
years
without
old.
Yeah.
warming up. It's in the morning, and it's without accompaniment. So she really deserves a lot of strong applause.
Yes.
Well, it's an interesting little snippet of what we can expect.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful piece.
Yeah.
Please come and see her show. It's a beautiful piece.
Yeah, I
Thank
think so
you.
too. I think so too.
It's about living your dream. It's not just about getting your dream. It's once you get it, you have to live your dream. And all the trials and tribulations that come with trying to make your dream a great reality.
And she did. Beautiful compliments to David and
Thank
to you
you.
and
Thank you.
to the festival for
Yeah, I'm
having you.
excited.
Okay, good choice.
Thank you.
Okay, then we have Franny. And Franny, give us a quickie understanding of your background.
I come from the mountains of western North Carolina.
Where do you come from?
I come from Asheville, North Carolina, in the mountains.
In the mountains.
Yes.
You just climbed down one day.
I just
and
climbed down one day and there I was. And my parents
Where
were
has
like,
this been
"What
all my
is
life?"
this?"
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, I come from western North Carolina. And I come down to Florida. My mother would come down here, and I've gotten fond of swimming down here because it's not so good up there right now.
your music and your playing of the ukulele. When did that start?
I have been musical all my life. It has saved my life many times. So I've played all
bet.
sorts of things and
I
sung.
bet it's a wonderful relaxing thing. It's
Yes.
a wonderful expression.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, do you
Yes.
write some of your own material?
I do. I compose a lot of my material. A lot of my material are myths and legends or based on myths and legends, and some of my material is memoir about who I grew up with, who raised me.
Okay, well, you're called, and we've called you in the notes that I have, a storyteller.
Yes.
And I think that probably covers the waterfront.
That
on
probably covers it because
Yeah.
everything is the stepchild. of
I
it.
don't want time to run out, Franny, and I have to ask Sharon to hold your microphone
Okay.
because if you're going to play your ukulele, which I know you are, she's going to have to hold the microphone near you.
Gorgeous thing.
Because okay,
Yeah.
Okay, now, if I go on too long, you let me know.
I will.
I'm going to do 3 snippets. that may not make sense, but if you don't think about them, except in your heart, they might. I'm standing here wishing that a horse to ride on, Appaloosa stud, big, bold, gray mare, tough little paint or a sure, steady squire, or a thoroughbred faster than wildfire. Then I would tear off through these mountains, I'd gallop across the vast western plains, I'd jump the ragingest river. If I could just find you again, my old friend, and say thank you. What I remember most about Nettie was that she was always there for me. Now, I'm not saying she wanted to be, but she was. I'm 8 years old, lithe and leggy, a bold black stallion, one white sock, sass in the wind, faster than Superman, smart mouthing the stars, pestering prairie grass and my little brother and garter snakes to get out of my way. I'm a cookie thief up in a tree. Nettie Bell McIntyre snaps. I've been at this for hours. She hauls me out of the limb of that tree and into the kitchen, her inner sanctum, and then orders me to hold out my hand, my left hand. If I don't, she'll tell my daddy, so I do, palm up, fingers flat. And I let her smack away with it with that hard wooden spoon. One of hers hangs up over the stove. Red lace of her petticoat against honey brown skin peeking out from beneath the crisp pastel and white uniform my mother demands she wear. Her eyes are afire just like my hand, but I don't let on. I've learned to fake laugh instead, means I win. Sweat beads on her brow, sweet smelling like. She lowers her eyes and turns and rehangs the spoon on the wall and leaves me standing there barefoot on the cold linoleum as she goes outside to flirt with Floyd, the new yard man. I've not won. I've lost her all over again. Wade in the water, children, wade in the water, 'cause God's gonna trouble the water.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow. That's
I
my
just want to
Franny.
interject this because I was watching just intently. It was an old Dick Cavett program where he had Sophia Loren on. And the minute she came on, he said to her, I guess it's true what they say. The camera loves you. Now, wait a minute. Does that mean that she was ugly in person? No, it meant that the camera sometimes will bring out someone's worst features. Somehow it just works that way with a camera. And then sometimes people who do not have magnificent features will look magnificent on camera. I don't know, I think you look lovely in person, but I think the camera enhances your loveliness.
Well, thank
and
you.
very fascinating performance.
Hard to know what it's
I've
taking.
got the feeling that
Or
you're
giving.
telling the truth.
I am trying.
Okay. Annie, let's talk about we have about a very short time, but
That's all
just
right.
enough time to
All
talk
right.
about the workshops and classes. Okay,
the-
that's the
yeah.
in-between week.
Yeah.
People have to sign up for these
Right.
classes?
The first year we had solo play classes and I had cabaret classes. And at the end, in the festival, we had a slot for them to perform what they had worked on. The second year, we had 4 people who had developed what they had further. And so that slot was called Flying Solo, and we got to see where they were at that work. This third year, those people are now in the festival with their own slot. They have graduated to their own show. And the new Flying Solo spot is the next three people this year. So it's very exciting. So the betwixt and between is workshopping their stuff, and then at the end of the festival, because we added a second venue, the Starlight Room, they will have a performance there, a presentation of what they have, and then next year they will have a full slot. So it's very exciting. And then Blake has his playwriting class, and I do a cabaret class. And then we're trying
Oh,
something in the
wonderful.
middle of the week.
This is,
yeah.
What does this
The
cost? About $300?
$10. It's cheap. We want people to create their art. The whole festival is only $15. It's we want people. This is unique. This is unique
I
in
would
this
say
area.
that it's one of the words that describe it,
But-
unique.
well,
but I also
and that's our
think that it's a
motto.
lot of entertainment
Yeah.
and a lot
Unique,
of unusual,
brave, and
not
uplifting is
tiresome
our
entertainment.
motto. And everybody, I mean, we've got a lot of people doing shows that are about some sort of maybe abuse, and you would think, ooh, what a bummer. They're not. They're spectacular, and they all are uplifting. They're unique, they're brave, and they're uplifting. And I'm proud. In fact, there are people like Bob Brader, who's a 6-time Best of Festival winner who's coming to the festival. We met at the United Solo Festival. He will be working with Manatee Children's Services while he's here because he does not want to have any more happen what happened in his life. And he's a beautiful,
What happened
funny
in
man.
his life?
I don't know if I want to give it away. But
No,
it's-
don't give it away
yeah,
then.
you got to come
But
and see
something
it.
terrible or something wonderful?
So he observed something, and he doesn't want what he observed with his father to ever happen again. It's a beautiful human being. Funny story. They're all in every performer is. We've got Joseph Gallardo, who's our poster boy.
Well,
who's
Fran,
in-
to be honest with you, I find of late, maybe there's a lot on my mind, but I find of late that a 2.5, 3-hour show story is a little much.
Every piece is probably anywhere from 45 minutes. The longest it can be is 90, but most of them sit around 45 minutes to an hour. How long is your piece?
That's
About
perfect.
70.
She's about 70 minutes. You're about
45?
45. So you're not there for a long time.
No.
There are people who stay all day.
Notice
They
that
want to
she
see all
took
4.
over the
Well,
I'm teasing.
I'm the
No,
artistic
I'm
director.
teasing.
There you are.
I'm the queen.
She's wonderful. I love her dearly, and I know how talented she is. But I started to find myself really listening to you.
No, don't do that. La, la, la.
No, I think it's important, the things that you're adding, because I didn't make note of them. I didn't know at the time we went into the studio how long the performances would take.
Yeah.
And
Except
I
the Crocker
thought that was
Yeah.
key.
And the most important, that the Crocker Memorial Church, this is our 3rd year there, and it's great.
what?
The Crocker Memorial Church is part of the Historic Society, and right next door is the Bidwell House, which is the oldest house in Sarasota. So we use that as a green room and dressing rooms. So we have the entire campus. People sit on the porch.
know, so
It's
intimate.
This is
so
where the-
intimate
this is
and
where the
wonderful,
festival
yeah.
takes place?
Yeah, and then we've added another venue. So we have 3 performers at 9:30 at the Starlight Room. We have a stand-up comedian who does, a little bit of his comedy, and then he steps away and he goes, wait, that's not what really happened. So it's stand-up and play. We have spoken word artists. We've got Paula Broadwater coming from St. Pete's, a cabaret artist. And she's taking my new cabaret class now. She wants to be a better storyteller. She's fabulous. It's just, I can't wait. I'm so excited. I can't wait to meet everybody. It's just so wonderful.
But
And Blake and
I think it
curate.
answers the
Let it fall.
it's not, I don't want to use the word tiresome, but sometimes it can be tiresome to see a 3-hour or longer show, and you've got 2 breaks, and it's the same story, and it's got to be really sensational to make it in my book for 3 hours for me to sit there and be interested. But this is so wonderful, because just in what we did today, what you guys did today, you didn't do much. You did a lot of talking and
don't
a
know.
lot of explaining.
I think I was
she's
pretty.
the organizer. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
You want to sing something for us?
What would I say?
We've got about 3-4 minutes.
No, I'd rather stay with the festival because it's these people are all coming in. A lot of people coming from out of town who want to work in the community. We have a woman who's a survivor, 2-time survivor of cancer, and wants to be able to come and go around and go to talk to cancer survivors. I mean, every one of these artists are.
Is there
Fabulous.
a competition there? In other words, you have a winner?
No, you know what? Well, we give awards. We will give awards. The best of this, the best, because. But that's not what this is about. It's Blake and I curate. We find really good artists and bring them into Sarasota, and we like to nurture and cultivate and help people. I mean, the goal eventually is to have a retreat here for solo artists. So they can come here and work. It's a lonely process, ladies, isn't it? It's a very lonely process.
Yeah.
But to be with
build.
we're a collaborative.
Yeah.
And to support one. There's
We
no
certainly have
competition.
enough theater and
Yeah.
enough performances of various singers, dancers, comedy, what have you, in our community. We are a theater-loving community and a theater-supporting community. So we are certainly on the right track.
And it's at a nice time of the year for people coming from New York.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Get out of the snow.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but
Okay,
lovely.
I want to repeat this. January 28th and 29th. January 28th and 29th. Now, you can get this on the website very easily. If you put the website on the screen, that'll help, and you leave that on there, and that's the phone number, and the website is underneath it. You figured that one out, right? And then there is February the 4th and 5th, and they're all Saturdays, Sundays, and then they call that, then there is a week betwixt, betwixt and between week. And that betwixt and between week is for workshops and classes. Can anyone get into these workshops?
Anyone can come.
It doesn't just,
we
you don't have to
believe
be
that
the
everybody
performer.
has a story to tell. Come and tell us.
How about money?
It's $10 for the class, $15 for the festival. Go to the website, hit the buy a ticket button, and you're there.
Okay, very easy and made simple for you to do. So the website is sarahsolo, .org. That's easy enough. You don't even need it. You don't even need to write it down. Sarah Solo. The name Sarah Solo.
I know, it's kind of cute, don't you
It's
think?
adorable. Fabulous.
Well, we want to eventually have Sarah Duo, Sarah Trio, and develop a real theater festival in town.
The idea here is that as these two very talented ladies, the performances are solo performances.
Solo.
Okay. I think this is something we all want to see. So get to your website or get to the phone if you want to and call and make your reservation. Annie, thanks. Great seeing you.
Oh, I love you, dear.
Sharon,
Thank you.
terrific
Annette.
seeing you.
Terrific.
And Franny, you look great on the camera.
She sounds great too. I mean, boy, oh boy.
We're out of time. Just enough time to thank you for being with us and ask you to join us again. And we have some fabulous programs lined up for you for the remainder of this season. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.
The time really flew. We bid you adieu from Community. If you want to know why we love it here, so check out Community. Well, it's a who's who, a what's, when, and where show. It's a mover and shakers who care show. Meet your neighbors and friends, each one has a passion. The topics vary from nature to fashion. The host with the most on our cultural coast.